Thank you for joining us here at KEXP Listener-Powered Radio. You can find us at 90.3 FM in Seattle, 92.7 FM in the Bay Area, streaming worldwide at kexp.org and also on KEXP's free mobile apps. I'm Cheryl Waters down here in the KEXP studios. I've got Folly Group with me today. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
I'm so pumped that you're here. I'm excited about your new record, and I can't wait to hear some live music. Folly Group, live on KEXP. Take it away.
What's a really, really different to share a belief?
Guys say don't take two voices, cut out the blood daily to free. No God exactly reach any of my CDs. Man of the people, a community beams, a real man of the people, a community beams. Me on the bar, this is literally all I have, please. These days it's identified by this country, it's nothing we've got. It's an option about 45 minutes, we've got. The choices at 11 to shoot me, we've got. It's an option about 45 minutes, we've got. The choices at 11 to shoot me, we've got. It's an option about 45 minutes, we've got. If the choices at 11 to shoot me. Sound fine, sound fine. So right, so right. Sound fine, sound fine. So right, so right.
You're listening to Folly Group live on KEXP. You just heard a couple of songs from their first EP, Awake and Hungry, that came out in 2021, followed by Human and Kind in 2022. I think we're going to hear some songs from their new full-length record, Down There, coming up next.
Spike in the flat line, across on the wall. Red dots on the other man means we dropped to the floor. At least this town's full of bad men. You won't have to be on your own. The storms like these cats are plans and hammer through doors with scores of empty ships. Every touch committed, I've captured violence and strength. I master what I've missed. It takes some adjusting, but I'll do what I can. But distance is perfect, but I feel for the man. No greater faith for one than trying to understand. It takes some adjusting, but I'll do what I can. The major, no more breaking the pro. During transformation, from a sprint to a crawl. Down! Your badge from your lapel, then commence an endless war to drag out the dead weight. Resin chained to a storm, shades over the tree line, scatter shadows on the earth. Casting course of disposition, lasting the cradle to the air. It takes some adjusting, but I'll do what I can. Your distance was perfect, but I feel for the man. No greater favor one can do than try to understand why it takes some adjusting, but I'll do what I can. So, young lands, metal hands, diaphragms, survivors, unchained, incomes, derailed, outcomes, convinced, offshore, innocent. It takes some adjusting, but I'll do what I can. Your distance was perfect, but I feel for the man. No greater faith for one can try to understand. It takes some adjusting, but I'll do
He's got the keys to the house next door. We used to be friends, but then I lived there no more. So many go in and never come out. Their names on the bills, their mold on the ground.
Shotguns in the evenings, a silhouette could be holding anything at all. I dread to think what they believe. If I can just make someone happy, I can brighten up that day. I know the second I leave, they'll say he was a strange neighbor. We got along, alright. He was a strange neighbor. We said hello. Sometimes
Funny you kept pulling at number 12 right next to the church. But then along hell, the pipes are all leaking and the floorboards squeaking. But you never know, it's all sides on the street.
blood in the evening sunlight never seems to reach your countenance. It's so appalling it makes leaves abandoned trees. If I can just make someone smile, I can brighten up that day. I know the second I leave, don't say he was a strange neighbor. We got along, alright. He was a strange neighbor. We said hello sometimes.
You're listening to Folly Group live on KEXP. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for bringing all that here to the KEXP studios today.
Thank you for
love
having me,
it.
Cheryl.
I am absolutely loving the new album down there that came out at the beginning of 2024. And one of the things that I really enjoy about the band is your great experimental energy. I mean, you have this modern post-punk sound, but I love that you totally embrace your love of dance and electronic influences, and there's just some Afro-Cuban drumming in there. Has experimentation been something that has been part of what the band's been doing since day one?
I think so, yeah. I think that we are a post-punk band, absolutely, in the sense that we combine several things and try to kind of refract them through the Folly Group prism, to put it pretentiously. But I don't think that that was what we set out to do. Like, we all like, independently of one another, like really different music, which often kind of like makes for some quite funny conversations during writing. But I think that like when you're attempting to kind of combine such disparate things and keep everybody creatively satisfied, it's natural that you're going to have to experiment in order to make everything fit.
Yeah, and we're from London, which is a place where a lot of things get mixed together, and we wouldn't be being true to ourselves if we didn't express all of those different things that we were interested in.
One of the benefits of that, too, is you really can go in any direction and it will still sound like Folly Group. People won't say, I don't recognize their sound anymore.
We've had that conversation as well, and we're really pleased. That's absolutely true, and we're really pleased that that's something that is now the formula, because it means we're never going to get bored.
Yeah, it's nice to hear someone else say that, because I drill that into the guys.
Agreed.
I know that you have said in interviews that you worked really hard on this record, and that one of the things that you love about what you achieved with it is this continuous, coherent energy, which maybe wasn't apparent at the outset and during the making of the record, but you somehow channeled that through to the end. Tell me a little bit about that energy you created, and also what you felt like was a step forward for this record for all of you.
Man, that's a good question. I think that our favourite albums are bound by one really sort of distinct mood or atmosphere, and that hasn't necessarily been something that we've successfully conveyed, try as we might, during our first 2 EPs. And so that was kind of priority number one for the album, I think. It might be fair to say.
Yeah, I think it wasn't really apparent until we'd sort of got the bones and the structure of the album together, and then we're like, oh, this all kind of links up in a really nice way.
I think the bare bones of the songs on the album, next to one another in the running order, are as all over the place as we have always been. But there was a secondary process, part of why we took a long time to write our record, which is gelling them together and making it a coherent experience. I almost feel as though that came after the songwriting in a way.
For sure.
Yeah, we definitely gel them together. And it's we do everything ourselves as well, so we get to take a lot of time in that process, and we're not kind of annoying an external person.
Thanks chiefly to this man here, super producer Louis Milburn.
But I mean, the songs have to touch everyone's laptop before anyone hears them. Everyone's flying bits in, so we enjoy that process. That's where the collaboration happens, and unifying them and making them sound like us.
Definitely.
Well, and speaking of gelling together, in almost every interview, you all talk about how, as a band, you were noodling around and having some fun, but things didn't really gel until Kai came into the picture.
That's true.
What about Kai's entrance made things sort of lock in?
Be nice to me.
I think it just took it a step up. It felt a little bit empty. I think we were happy with the basis of what was there, but it didn't really distinguish itself from a lot of other stuff. So when Kai turned up, he actually only had one rehearsal before the first show.
Yeah, it was a very stressful time.
Yeah, it weren't that fun, to be honest.
I think it was shifting the focus from being a guitar band. We're more of a drums band than a guitar band, really. I'm kind of this figure on the side, and then it's shifting the focus towards those two helped us kind of express the rhythm and energy that I think we were looking for, and Kai kind of unlocked that.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I'm not a musician, but you seem to have a pretty complex rhythm section for a 4-piece, and I was going to ask how that evolved, which you just answered, but how does that infect your live show? What does it look like in recording, and then when you come live, it's different?
I think on some unconscious level, it was an attempt to realize the way, how we were just talking about dance music and electronic music, the way that feels when you experience it in the right space, but in the sorts of spaces that we would be playing. And so we always make sure during soundcheck that there's a lot of emphasis on the low end and that it feels like kind of a barrage. The record, I think, is perhaps slightly misleading. I think that the live show the songs on the record are realized in a much heavier and more kind of confrontational way than they are on the album.
Yeah, I think the recordings can be about nuance, but live for us it's about energy and fun and having other people have fun. So that's why we push kind of the rhythmic elements forward and make sure that they kind of stay as a live element rather than playing with a backing track or something.
Basically, it's me hitting cowbells and drums as hard as I can.
Yeah. I don't think we've mic'd the percussion setup in 2 years.
Well,
this is the first.
And chairs.
And chairs.
Metal chairs.
Chairs on the record.
On the opening track, Big Ground, you're pounding on some metal chairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's true.
We've got a fire extinguisher in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's a fire extinguisher on frame. It's just about having fun, and that keeps it interesting for ourselves. So we'll hit whatever comes near us.
We could chat a good game about that was because we wanted to play the space and have the where we recorded it feature on the album. But I think it was more a case of we were oh man, that sounds wicked, because it fell over or something. You know what I mean?
That's a much more important reason to include it.
Yeah.
Well, the album artwork for Down There is a map of sorts, pinpointing places in London that were important to the creation of the album. And I'm particularly interested in maps of London as I'm flying to London on Sunday.
Oh.
And tell me about the places that were important to making the album.
Disclaimer, I wouldn't use our album cover as your way to get around London.
Don't try and get around with that.
Noted.
And even if you can discern the locations, you'll end up in some quite weird places.
Yeah, I think there's one is the Florin in North London on Holloway Road, which was kind of we recorded the record a couple streets away from that, and that was a spot of like debriefing and de-stressing as we were making the process, and where a lot of kind of ideas were formed as we kind of sat around the table of this kind of Irish pub drinking Guinness.
Shout out to Una, the landlady, who still asks when we're playing for her whenever we go in.
Aw.
And yeah, apart from that, we've got our houses on there, so don't go to those.
I love it. Well, you clearly have a love for your hometown, but you have been pretty open about talking about how difficult it is to prosper in London. I'm guessing because it's so expensive. I know there's lots of bands there, but that's probably a good thing.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't want that to sort of come across like some hot take, because I think we got so many head starts for being there. I think we've found difficulty in it's a very advantageous place to start a band, like you say, because the scene is so fertile and we are surrounded by, we make this music like we've been trying to articulate naturally, and it's not an attempt to cash in on any kind of scene that's like really active at the moment, and we're very lucky to be part of one. But I think while it's like a great place to start a band, it's that next step that's tricky when you reach that sort of critical mass of work and band, and that's where it becomes quite complicated. Yeah. And that's where we're all at now. We're all here, in varying degrees of full-time work and paid and unpaid leave, and it's the price you pay. We wouldn't be, we're lucky that we're able to kind of weigh up the pros and cons and elect to do this anyway and be here, but because not every London-based band can, let alone bands based elsewhere in the UK, particularly the North.
Well, you clearly enjoy it, and we are so very happy that you're here today. It's KEXP in studio with Folly Group today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
What a great session that was. The new album from Folly Group is called Down There. Thank you so much to the band for that wonderful performance today, and also to our viewers and listeners who make sessions like this possible. You can learn more about us at kexp.org. We're listener-powered, so make a gift in support of great music discovery. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll get notification every time we launch a great new video. Once again, a big thank you to Folly Group live on KEXP.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.